They were, as the saying goes, meant to be.
Really just in love with each other, in love with their kids, and seemed like a stable, normal family.
But peel back the layers of Robert and Sabrina Lamone's perceived stable, normal facade, and you'll find deep cracks in the marital armor, starting with some risky sex on the side with neighbors.
It was usually Sabrina and I, and then we would go have sex with our husbands in the same room.
Add a young, impassioned evangelical firefighter to fan the flames.
He was a bit sheltered.
And you just might get the sense that this is not going to end well.
Car accident and fire were two of the things that were discussed, but they ultimately decided on poison.
This is the coldest, most calculating killer I've dealt with in my entire career, and I've done a lot of them.
I can see how that looks really, really good.
It sounds like a dating site cliche, but everyone in the Mojave Desert town of Helendale, California, admired and envied the Lamones' seemingly special bond.
They were best friends, they were partners.
Robert was the spark that got the party started.
Robert's very outgoing, very friendly.
A spirited outdoor people person who worked as a first responder for the railroad.
He's always at the river, so he loved the water.
Sabrina, a vivacious blonde who could disarm with her charm.
Everywhere we go, she puts a smile on everyone's face.
Lydia, when Robert first brought Sabrina into the family, how did everybody feel about her?
She seemed to have a lot of love and compassion. She was very friendly.
One vow exchange and 2 children later, the Lamone family appeared solid and intact. But in time, Robert and Sabrina's lifestyle began to exceed the boundaries of traditional marriage.
They decided to open up the relationship. And at that point, she went along with it to make him happy. She was a caretaker, that's for sure.
Sabrina's family told Crime Watch Daily the swinger lifestyle took its toll on Sabrina.
She did not want to have an open relationship anymore, and he wanted to. And it was a battle in their marriage.
The free-loving crowd included Sabrina's best friend, Kelly Bernatine, and her husband, Jason. But there were some suspicions that Kelly and Robert were allegedly having a private one-on-one affair behind the scenes.
He'd come home and actually start telling Sabrina what Kelly had just done that was so awesome sexually. And she'd go, I don't want to hear this.
Sabrina, her family tells me, was feeling tormented, lonely, and desperate.
He wasn't there for her in the emotional way that she needed.
With the kids in school, Sabrina got a part-time job at the local Costco. At least it was a distraction, and she could earn a little money on her own. One day, a fresh-faced 22-year-old firefighter named Jonathan Hearn walked into the store while Sabrina was on the job. There were sparks. And even though their lives were worlds apart, the attraction could not be denied.
She was 11 years older than him. He was a bit sheltered. He was homeschooled, but very educated, grew up in a religious home, had a good family.
Jonathan was intrigued.
She lived that other lifestyle that he was never exposed to.
But Sabrina needed an emotional connection. Jonathan turned out to be just that guy. Sabrina lured him in with sexy snapshots in lingerie and love notes. This one reading, "You are so special to me, and I'm truly grateful to have found you," signed by Sabrina with hearts.
She was getting attention from somebody who told her, you'd be the only person in my life. I'd only want you. I would never do those things to you. And it makes someone feel good after not getting attention for however, many years.
And Jonathan appeared head over heels in this phone message to Sabrina.
I love you so much, Sabrina. You have changed my life and changed my heart.
Sabrina wanted no one to know of the affair. She was admired in the community as a good wife and devoted mother.
She wanted to keep this image of a perfect family.
Coming up, the love triangle is broken for good.
It was 10:30 at night, and I got the call from Sabrina's sister saying that there'd been a terrible accident at the railroad and my brother was gone.
But this is no accident. Robert Lamone is ambushed, gunned down in cold blood. Could this shadowy image be the Phantom Killer?
The subject was wearing some heavy clothing and also walked with a limp.
And footage of someone with a similar build on a motorcycle at a nearby gas station and convenience store right around the time of the murder.